Creativity and technology have had a very long history, and what's been amazing in recent years is just how well they have come together, and there's nowhere better to show this than on a performance capture stage. This is where technology has been able to completely transform an actor's real performance into something that takes place in a completely virtual environment. So we've been given the chance to visit Weta's performance capture studio here and have a look at the set of Tintin. So we'll be exploring Captain Haddock's cabin from the Caribou Jean and taking a look around and having a talk to some of their team to find out how this magic comes to life and just how much the technology behind it all has helped them be more creative than ever. Here with Jamie from Weta, one of the animation supervisors, and he's going to tell us about this. Right now we're in the middle of nowhere. This is basically nowhere space, is that kind of right?
That's exactly it. We are outside the set at the moment. You're in a warehouse and you are being tracked, your every movement, by these small dots on this space which is arrayed with all these cameras, and they can capture every single little movement that you're doing, and that's the point of it. Every piece of your performance is captured in high detail.
So we're even down to the fingers.
Yeah, you've got little markers on the fingers to capture that, and if we wanted to, we can put markers on your face and we can capture all your facial expressions as well. So we're not currently on the set, you're outside the set, but if we just move over a little bit, you'll find that we are finally now inside the Caribou Jean. So this is one of the sets we used on Tintin.
Yep.
And it was where Tintin and Haddock met each other, and we'll be coming up to the captain's cabin now. And you can see as we're walking through it much like a real set. You can interact with it, we can put objects out to represent the virtual environment that we've created. And if we just look behind you now, you can actually see your virtual self on the screen there. And that's really what it's about. It's about you as an actor being in your character, but it's represented virtually right there. Here we are.
Hey!
So here we are in the captain's cabin, and yeah, it's pretty much, we can do everything that you saw in the film, like hitting Captain Haddock, hitting his head. We have stunt guys coming through the porthole. We even have Snowy over here, and I'll puppeteer him, much like I did on the set today, and he can actually interact, and I can sort of, actually make him interact with you.
Little guy. Now, for you guys as actors, what's it kind of like to work in this sort of a space? Is this, does it feel just like working in a theatre space?
I mean, believe it or not, motion capture is probably one of the hardest spaces to actually work in because it's not real, And this is actually, believe it or not, a very elaborate set where you can actually pick that up. You know it's a torch, and like it's got nothing there, but on the screen it's actually got a light, so it can actually fly around, so you can see it. And you've got to have a vivid imagination.
And how big a help for you guys do you find having these screens around to be able to sort of check what you're doing or bounce off, or do you try to ignore the screens?
Well, basically try and ignore the screens. The good thing about the screens though is that you can see. Like if, for instance, if I put my arm on the table, you can see that it's actually gone through the table. So it's good to know that, that
sort of lighten up your position What exactly is the volume?
Well, the volume is what you're standing in here, and it's an array of 72 cameras that's capturing all your movements here. Now, along with that, we have our army of team back here who's basically driving the whole show with all the computers recording emotions, the editors capturing stuff. We have people making the sets ready, and they're really what's driving the virtual side of this. So they're very, very important.
Hey!